I came to the desert completely stuck, questioning everything. And then, on a simple dog walk, I met David, author and firewalker leader. David lost everything during the pandemic, his career, his relationship, and came out here with just a motorcycle, living in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights to redirect his life. His story wasn't just fascinating, it was the exact jolt I needed to finally put aside my fears and live with purpose. So I met a super interesting guy in the desert. We're like camping here and there's no one around us. And I meet a famous motivational speaker that is giving me so much insight on manifesting and positivity and kindness in the desert. So I kind of wanted to talk to him and tell you his story because I think it is fascinating. This is David Fabricius.
Thank you.
He's an author. He's a motivational speaker, a world-renowned motivational speaker. And he has a really interesting story of finding the desert and finding, salvation in the desert. You think that's an overstatement?
No.
Okay. So, I just want to ask you a few questions.
You're so welcome.
You can tell me, before you came to the desert, what was your life like? Where did you live? What was your career like? And what was the catalyst?
Before I came to the desert, I traveled the world across 6 continents globally as a very successful international business speaker, speaking mostly for Fortune 500 corporations, the best business schools in the world, teaching at a big business school in Switzerland, in Lausanne, Switzerland, and working with the most elite business groups in the entire world. So my life was a life of 5-star hotels, constant travel all over the world, speaking to large audiences, and really speaking on leadership, doing sales training, motivational personal development, fire walks all over the world.
Wow.
So I had a good life, really a luxury life, or opulent life of extreme luxury. But that was then.
Right, yes. And then you said after COVID, you came out to the desert.
During
COVID, yes, during COVID. Can you, because here you have this plush life, you have this lucrative business, you're smoozing with celebrities and top business people all over the world. And what was the catalyst for you just to ride your motorcycle out into the desert?
Yeah, so I unfortunately had a sad relationship breakup, and I was emotionally distorted. I really was in a lot of emotional pain around that. And I just decided to take some time out, and live a less materialistic life, just live a completely different life. I think it was so easy always for me to make money and to make a lot of money easy and quick that I did not really care enough about money. I love just helping people, making a difference, bringing that message to people. So I gave most of what I had away. It was not always easy. I was not always opulent, right? There were also down times, but still I had a great life. But I decided not anymore, just give it away, take a little break. But I didn't know COVID was coming. And then COVID showed up, and initially I said it's going to be 2 weeks, and here in Las Vegas, the Strip shut down, all the conference and convention centers closed down, the airport closed down. Well, I need those for my business. That's where I do business. I fly all over the world and I speak in convention and conference centers. People need to sit together, right? And suddenly they say, no, you can't do that. And things were boring and, depressing, and people were sitting in their homes with their mask on, and it was just so depressing and boring. It was like, I'm the travel guy, I'm the adventure guy. I can't just sit here. That felt very sort of limiting. And I thought, well, I might as well do something epic, something different. This is a unique opportunity to go do something you normally would not have time for. who would just take time out to go be in the desert for a long time. Not anybody, I think, or not many. But I decided I want to go on a solo spiritual vision quest. I wanted to go see God's will for my life, see if God would talk to me in the desert. You know, I call it God's boardroom, the wilderness. If you read spiritual wisdom literature from different religions since the beginning of time, whether it's the Buddha or Jesus or whoever, they all go into the desert, right? So I thought, okay, I'll go to the desert. That seems to be the place where God talked to men. And I've also learned that, you know, spirit, source, would often isolate you first and then prepare you there for what is next. And so I took a motorcycle. I wanted to be hardcore. Took a motorcycle, cans of sardines, water, salt, and honey. And I said, I'm going to go for 40 days and 40 nights. I wonder where I got that idea from, right? And so I did. And after 40 days and 40 nights, I'm almost dead. And God still have nothing to say to me. You know? I thought, well, I must be a bad sinner or something, you know, that the 40 days of praying and asking and being in solitude and all that is not doing it, then I don't know what it's going to take. But I then did stay a little bit longer. I decided to stay longer. On day 44, I started making friends, meeting people, and miracles started happening. And miracles and magic started occurring in my life and have never stopped. So, you know.
Wow. So how is your life different now than from your experience in the desert? Has your life changed? Has your perspective or core values changed because of that?
Yeah, very much. Thank you for that question. You know, I think I was a bit too materialistic. I was too spoiled and living in the lap of luxury. And I worked hard for it. It's not like it was just given, right? It's like I worked, I did my part. People did help me, of course. But, you know, I went to the desert and I learned that you can get a gift that is greater than just happiness. You can receive joy. And you can be in full joy even though you have almost nothing. You know? At one point, I chose to live in a cave. I was first in the raw desert, then I was in a junkyard, like a dilapidated, abandoned little town in the desert. You can't even buy water there. You can't buy anything there. There's nothing. There's almost no people. And I lived in a junkyard and next to a junkyard at a empty, dilapidated, abandoned property where I started making knives. And at one point, I also went to live in a cave in the desert, in the high mountains of the desert. And there I literally, by choice, at one point was naked with a reindeer skin, a knife, and a water bottle. Wow. So that's very, very basic, right? That's very limited resources there. And I remember being in total joy and realizing how little you need in life to really be joyful. And that joyful is far, far superior to just happiness, right? So you can go buy nice stuff and feel happy for a little bit, but it's not the same as what I accessed out there in the desert. That is a spiritual gift, which is joy. And the material is nice and it is important to some extent, but it's not the most important thing in life, right? It's your relationship with spirit. It's your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others. And yes, we are not meant to be alone forever in the desert. It's good for a season. But I also learned we definitely need people. That life is about people. Life is about relationships.
So what was it about being, what did you have, a reindeer skin and a knife and nothing in this cave? Like, what did bring you joy? Because a lot of people would be like, this sucks, I'm suffering. What the hell am I doing? But what was it? What was that brought you joy there?
My connection with spirit, my connection with source. So suffering, if it brings you closer to spirit, it's a good thing. And when you choose to embrace your suffering with joy, right, and you realize it is not punishment, that what it really is preparation, that there is spiritual changes going on inside of you that is preparing you for what is next in your life. And when you have a sense that source, spirit, and you are connected, and you hear that quiet whisper within, and you get clarity, you get a sense of your spiritual eyes opening, and you can see your vision, and you get a sense of your spiritual ears opening. There's no distraction of a television, nothing, So your senses change, your spiritual attunement change, and your spiritual eyes open, your spiritual ears open in the desert, right, in solitude. And when you get a sense of, you hear your calling, you see your vision, you discover your higher purpose revealed, that gives you tremendous joy. It also gives you hope. You have a sense that you're not just going to die here like a coyote, that there is something bigger and better waiting for you, and this is just a preparation phase.
Oh. Yeah, I love the way you describe suffering as preparation. And I've been reading David's book, Spirit Whispers, and it's kind of like it's your vision, it's your experience in the desert, but it's kind of like in lessons and a lot of personal growth, like kind of like in a fable, like The Alchemist.
Correct.
That, and some things I read in here were really profound, especially that one, that your suffering is preparation.
Right.
Yeah, that it's not in vain, as punishment for something, that you can use your suffering and help other people live a better life, get closer to the divine or your spirit or God or whatever, you think your higher purpose is.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And you can see kind of the desperation in the first chapter, like, please kill me now with a lightning bolt, a venomous snake, or with thirst, hunger, heat, and or cold, and please guide me. Bless me with your beloved destiny partner and use me for your purposes. So,
Yeah, it was intense.
yeah. So did you write this when you were out there or afterwards?
I prayed that prayer right in the beginning, and it really stuck with me. I was very self-aware of what I'm praying. I did not have the intention to write a book.
So I did not have the intention to write a book, but I have good memory of what I was feeling, the words that I was praying, and I prayed that prayer throughout the 68 days in slightly various words, again and again. Right? It was an ongoing thing, my struggle. It's like, Source, Spirit, you know my sins, you know my weaknesses, right? Help me to get rid of it. And if I can't get rid of it, then be okay with me with it, right? But let's talk this thing through. So we wrestled. We talked many times. So there were variations of that prayer. And I shared it with the publisher, and they chose to put it right in the front of the book where it belongs. Because it does show that intensity, and the valley of death is an intense place, and there's nobody to hear, so you can pray out loud as much as you want. You can cry, you can yell, you can scream, and you can work through it, right? And so that's it.
Yeah. So did it help to mend your soul, because you said you were hurting from a breakup of your relationship and there were no more speaking engagements? Did it mend your soul? Did you get healing?
Yeah, totally. I think it's good. Everybody need to go through a period of self-reflection, a period of self-awareness. It should be a lifelong thing, really. But to take time out, like, say, the Native American Indian who go on a hamblacha, a spiritual vision quest for 4 days and 4 nights every year, it's a good thing. Now, I don't recommend 40 days and 40 nights for you, or 68 days and 68 nights. It'll probably kill you, right? Unless you have a nice, van life with all the goodies that you need, then fine. Then it's like, Spiritual Vision Quest 101, like, the luxury version. That's not what I had. But 4 days and 4 nights is also hardcore for city people. Most people will die without water after 3 days. Within 3 days, 2 days even, they'll cramp up, and day 3 they'll probably die. Day 4 definitely they'll be near death if they're not dead. So go with somebody, take water, But time in nature is so good for us.
Yeah.
And I go to the biggest cities in the world. I love going to Rome, my favorite city. I go to all the great cities of the world. But when I come back, I crave this also. And it's a bit like sugar and salt, when you eat something sweet, you want something salty. When you eat something salty, you want something sweet. And I like the dichotomy of the two worlds.
Wow. Do you think it keeps you grounded? Because I see, well, I don't know. I imagine people who have all these luxuries and have all the money that they need, sometimes they get lost. Sometimes they have tragic lives. But do you think coming back here keeps you more grounded and connected?
Yes, I feel like when you met me, I was barefoot, right? Barefoot on the earth.
And you didn't have a shirt on. I think you were.
Yeah, sometimes I'm naked out in the desert, so But bottom line is, when you met me, I was barefoot. And I think physically, we know that scientifically, to be barefoot on the earth is very grounding. But it's more, it's not just the physical, chemical, bioelectrical thing. There's a sense of groundedness, of being connected with the earth and with the heaven, with spirit, with source. As well as I do, sometimes you're out here in the silence, and it's so utterly silent that when a crow flies in the distance, you can hear that slow, loud flap of the crow's wings. It's an amazing sound. I would love for each and every one of you to hear it. So get yourself a camper van, set yourself up, get a little bit out. You don't have to venture too far in the beginning. Just a short little trip, and you can get more brave and more skilled and experienced and go a little bit further until you hear a bird flying in the distance and you hear that slow, silent flap, right? It's a beautiful thing. And in my experience, at least, it's not like source, creator, God, the universe is going to speak to you like with a megaphone. Hey, you down there. It's not going to be like that. But it's going to be that little whisper in your soul. And that's why the book is titled Spirit Whispers, right? It's not in the storm. It's not in the earthquake. It is literally in those little inner conversations, that hearing it on the inside. And when we pray, we speak to the universe. And if we do it with enough emotion, that really sends out a signal and it connects. And our heart becomes like a beaming device that pulls in what we want. And don't settle. What you want wants you. In fact, it wants you perhaps even more than what you want, right? And whatever you want, ask. My mentor, Mark Victor Hansen, who published my book, Chicken Soup for the Soul, fame Mark Victor Hansen, he say, and his beautiful wife, Crystal, ask God, ask yourself, and ask others. And Zig Ziglar told me once, if you will just help enough other people to get what they want, you can get what you want. So between those two, if you ask the universe, you ask yourself and you ask others, and you're willing to help others, you're going to end up getting what you want. You can have the love. You can have renewed wellness. You can have prosperity. You just have to do your part. And I'll maybe say this here. You can say, but I don't have this. I don't have that. I did not write this book on a computer. I wrote it on my phone, on my notepad with one finger. And yes, then I had a writing team that helped me to edit and rewrite and, it fixed my English. You can hear it's not perfect. So I had obviously help to produce the book. But the initial 3 manuscripts for it was written in the desert on a phone with one finger on a notepad. So I could say I don't have a laptop, I don't have an iPad, I don't have an office, I don't have AC, I don't have ice, I don't have whatever. It's like bullshit. Do it anyway, right? With what you have, right? If you have to find clay tablets and scratch it out on clay tablets, or find a way. There's a story in you, and it's a beautiful story, and it's going to help somebody. Share it with somebody. Share your kindness with somebody, no matter how little you have. If you have nothing, just give encouragement. You can always still give encouragement, right? So we can always give. And if we give, I believe the universe bless us and give to us as well. And we're not giving to get. We give because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I love that. So how is the way you look at yourself now? Has your self-image changed from being in the desert that long? And because you still voluntarily choose this, and you must have been in a desperate situation to not go out in your SUV and sleep in your SUV. Instead, you just went out in the motorcycle and slept on the ground. But all that experience, how has it changed the way your relationship with yourself now?
Thank you. So, identity is one of the single most important things that determine everything that you will do in your life. The shoes you wear right now, the shirt you wear, whatever, is based on your identity. So here I am with canvas desert shoes from the French Foreign Legion, 1947 style desert shoes, right? Mm-hmm. I've got Indiana Jones shirt on, but I still have a pocket hanky. You've never seen that before, right? A man with a pocket hanky, not in a blazer, but in a shirt. Because I also have that other side. Some people describe it my James Bond side, where this side I describe as my Indiana Jones and Gandhi side, right? So you make your own choice, but it is based on identity. I wear this watch here in the desert, but I have a different watch when I'm in the city. In the city, I wear a nice suit, bespoke wool suit made in Beverly Hills, custom made. You'll never know I'm the desert guy. You see me there, you think this guy's just back from the Caribbean on a yacht, right, with his tan. Right? Not he's like a nomad wanderer in the desert. But your identity is made up out of your values and out of your beliefs. There's more, but those are the two main building blocks, your values and your beliefs. And everything you do will always be based on your identity and your self-esteem. So I got to be careful. If I take this identity too hard on me that I'm a nomad, I'm a wanderer, then I will never have a home again, right? And maybe that's not so good, or maybe it is good. I do want to have a home again. I'm working towards that, making that a reality again, right? But your identity will determine that. If you become too attached to your van life identity, your nomad, that is fantastic. You can have a great life, but it comes with a certain consequence. There's a price to be paid. There are sacrifices that you are making for that. So you got to find a little bit more of expanded identity. So I see myself not just as a nomad and as a rider. I also see myself as a global business leader. I have a group, the Global Entrepreneurs Group, and many of my members have Rolls Royces and Bentleys and Porsches and Ferraris and all that cool stuff. And so I have another identity when I'm with them. But I'm still authentic. It's not fake. It's not going pretending this, pretending that. I'm authentic in both. They know I'm the wild man from the desert. They like it. But I'm also a sophisticated, elegant businessman when I need to be, right? And they can coexist. That's what I'm trying to show you today, that you can expand your identity and have a great adventure being more than what you already are. But here's the real thing. What is it that source, that spirit, creator wants you to be? That is what matters most, your authenticity. And when you reach a place in your life where you're old enough to go, I don't give a damn what other people think anymore. I have a gift from spirit that I need to develop, and I need to be authentically who I am to do it. And I'm going to give my gift to those who want and need it, and the rest, doesn't matter if they like it or don't, right? Yeah. But whatever identity you choose, there's a price to be paid. Some people will like it, some people won't like it, but it's not up to them. It's between you and the universe, between you and spirit. Find your real, authentic identity, dare to embody it, dare to express it, and it will be a beautiful journey for you. You'll be with joy.
So I feel like who we truly are is who we authentically are in our being, right? Not all the superficial things, although they are very important in life. Also, people judge us on our superficial things, and they're going to judge you differently if you're in your suit in front of a lot of people giving a seminar than if you're sleeping on the ground in the desert. So can you describe who you authentically are? Like, what is your gift from Spirit?
Thank you. So I feel that I'm a spiritual being, right? That you heard me express, when I prayed, I said Daddy. So obviously I feel a connection with Source. My reference from my upbringing is Christian. But I'm not a dogmatic Christian. I'm not like a weepy, pale-faced Christian, right? There are Christians and there are Christians, right? I'm one of the wild ones, clearly. And maybe different in some ways, but I definitely have that as part of my identity. My military training certainly left a mark on me, so there is that part of my personality. My world travels have left a mark on me, so there are many different dimensions that make who I am. Just your question again was...
Who are you authentically? Like,
Authentically.
Who are you
Yes.
without the external?
Yes.
You can just,
When you get stripped down to nothing, and all you can look then, if you have no material things or very little, you got like, maybe a pack like this and a motorcycle, a few little things, right? Then you can really look at your internal landscape, who you are. And that then make you look at your gifts. My primary gift, and you have one, we all have one, my primary gift is teaching. Right? I have the ability to inspire, to entertain, to educate. That is who I am, to entertain, educate, and inspire. Those three things. I'm a teacher. I'm a giver of wisdom, right? So that is my core. But we all have maybe one or two other gifts also that are supporting gifts. And the idea is not to make too long a list of all your gifts, because then it will distract you. You won't know what to do. It's actually better to just have 1, 2, or 3 and be done, right? I've met very talented people who go, I don't know what to do because I have too many options, right? So limit it down to one thing that you love doing, that you feel you're good at, that the world has given you feedback that you're good at, and become the best you can be in that. So who am I? What is my gift? I'm a teacher. I'm a leader. I've led men. I've taught men and women. I'm a little bit of a priest in a way, right? I have a ministry in me. I'm a bit of a pirate, a wild man, right? So I'm all those things, man. Don't limit yourself too much. Here's the thing. You need to define yourself, to brand yourself. Otherwise, the world, the business marketplace, don't know how to interact with you, right? They want to give you a label. But that can also confine you. So it's both. You got to choose something. What the heck are you? I'm a world famous firewalker, right? So Tony Robbins and I are the two most famous firewalk facilitators on planet Earth. The wealthiest people in the world, when they're not hiring him, they hire me to be their firewalk facilitator for culture building, team building. So some people will say David is a firewalk facilitator, but that is just one little part of who I am. Somebody else may now say, well, David is an author, a writer. That is also just a part of who I am, right? Mm-hmm. So some of you are a parent, you're a spouse. We are multidimensional, and don't limit yourself too much. Pick one main thing so the world know how to interact with you. So right now I'm an author of this book, Spirit Whispers, right? And I'm a teacher of wisdom from this book. But there's so much more to life, and so the same for you. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. As Source, what is it that Source wants you to be, right? I could now poetically or metaphorically say, I'm a bearer of water. Source told me, take your water to where the thirsty people are, metaphorically. Whatever your wisdom is, whatever your gift is, go find somebody who needs it. The law of the desert, right, is if somebody passes you in the desert, you have to offer water. So be a giver of whatever it is you have. You choose who you are, and don't let the world put you in a little box and confine you too much, right? Get out of that cubicle in that office, wherever you are. If you're sitting in a RV somewhere, in a van somewhere, get out. Take a little walk, man. Mm-hmm. You may discover you are more than what you think you are.
So a lot of my viewers want to have this lifestyle. Like
It's a
maybe
great
they're
life.
still working, maybe,
Yes.
but there's something in them makes them long to just get in a van or an RV or what else and just explore. But maybe they are in a cubicle. Maybe they are still trying to work
okay.
to retirement.
We've all been there.
Yeah, yeah. But what can you say to them? Like,
It's possible. You can do it. You can find a way. You say, I don't have a van. Go on a dating site. Find somebody with a van. Go together. I don't know. There's a way. Come on, man. Stand on the road where vans pass and hitchhike, right? Find a way. Here's the bottom line. You can take the word impossible and you can break it up and say, I choose to look at its word as I am possible. Right? Yeah. And then you ask the universe, whatever it is you want, love, improved health, improved prosperity, ask the universe. The universe is benevolent, the universe is generous, and the universe is abundant. The universe wants you to ask. The universe wants to give to you. So you say, I want a van and I want to travel. Then you say every morning when you wake up, every night, I am so happy and grateful now that I'm the owner of a beautiful van, traveling the world, having a great time, and doing all the good I can, right? Just start saying it. Take on the belief that you are. Buy a t-shirt with a van on. Come on, right? Watch the van life channels, right? And connect with that, and the magic is going to happen. You have to believe it. A van won't just fall out of the sky. You may one day take a walk and find an abandoned van somewhere, but that's unlikely, right? But you have to believe it's possible, that it can be done, that you can do it. And if you feel you can't do it by yourself, team up. Start a new dating site, Van Life Dating. Come on, boom, there it is, .com, right? And put two people together who have the same dream. Pool your resources, right? You can do it. You're going to find a way. Just believe it. It's going to be beautiful for you. At times you'll be lonely, and it will be good for you, because that's when you're going to feel closer to the universe, to God, to Source. That's when you're going to pray. When everything is too cushy, you're just partying with rave music, with, Coachella or whatever it is in your van, then it's easy maybe not to do that. So I hope you won't be lonely. I hope you won't suffer, especially as a woman. Too much suffering can make a woman bitter. But as a man, men watching this, you need some suffering, bro. It's good for you. It's going to make you a better man, right? So don't fear it. Go embrace it. Go seek it out. Don't kill yourself in the process. And you never know who you will meet. I've met this wonderful human being right here in the desert. I've met other human beings that are wonderful, that are now lifelong friends. I would say my closest, most dearest, most trustworthy friends, some of them I met in the desert. Right? And those are the ones who I know will be friends forever. If I need something, if I call them, I think they will help me. I definitely know if they call me, I will help them. So it's a good thing. Aww. Give it a try. It's waiting for you.
Thank you so much, David. Yeah. And I'm getting so much out of his book. Like the prayers in the book, the stories, they're going to really stay with me. So, and so much inspiration. It's so funny that I'm in the desert. There's hardly anyone around me, but I go for a dog walk, and I didn't put a video out that week. I was kind of in like a contemplation mode, and I meet a motivational speaker, a world famous motivational speaker in the desert. Like, that is fate. So thank you so much.
It is divine timing. Everything is as it should be. Right? I'm just back here for a brief moment in time. I'm leaving out of the desert again today. Right? I may return over the weekend because there's another book in me that I want to write, that I go find a really isolated place in the desert, and I just sit and I write uninterrupted on my phone with one finger, this finger, typing on my notepad. So by Monday there will be a brand new book. Right? Done. Finish. But how can I not believe in divine intervention that we needed to meet here at this time? Because I have a gift for you, you have a gift for me, and then we go on our way again. But that exchange leave both of us better people. It enrich both of our lives, right? And together today in this show, we could give you something that I could not give you alone, and she could not give you alone. And so we hope that enriches your life, and that you will do something kind for somebody today, every day, but at least today, that you will do an anonymous deed of goodness, of kindness, or if you can't do it anonymous, then just do it openly. It's okay, right? So that is our request as something you can give to us. We've given our time to you. Go do something good for somebody. We'll feel good. Come on, you can do it.
David's journey is proof that a difficult moment can be a powerful redirect. The phrase that sticks with me the most is when he said, "Suffering is preparation for what is next." It made me realize that all the low points in my life have a purpose. I truly hope you got something out of this talk with David. Let me know in the comments, what is the purpose you see in your own past struggles? Thanks for watching. I'm sending everyone warm, fuzzy vibes, and I'll see you on the next one.